Hi, I'm Danielle, and this is Joe.
Hi.
We're with FUNDVIEW. FUNDVIEW's been around for 2 decades and served over 180 cities and counting. If you're like most government teams we talk to, you probably already have software. You purchase software to bring efficiencies to your team, but operations still feels disconnected.
We see it all the time. Finance and payroll operating out of one system, while your other operations, such as utility billing, court, permits, code enforcement, etc., are found somewhere else.
Which requires extra steps for simple things like reporting, reconciling, and forecasting.
And somewhere along the way, Excel and paper end up being used as the glue to keep it all together.
So instead of systems, software, and programs creating efficiencies, your people solve for those gaps manually.
And honestly, so many teams get stuck in operating that way, they forget to question it.
But we have good news. We're going to show you just how much real time software can truly transform the way your team manages day to day and year to year. Our software saves cities and special districts time and money. How could your team's lives change and your organization transform if you were able to operate completely and holistically with one software and have a full view into everything in real time? Because this is the moment that local government teams realize operations does not actually have to be that difficult. They've actually been managing their workflow the hard way.
Everything in FundView is designed to work together real time. So no matter what happens, whether it's in utility billing, permits, court, you name it, you're going to automatically see it in finance live. Whether it's a payments being taken or a reversal of a penalty, or maybe a bill correction was made, or perhaps in court if we added another fee, or perhaps a payment was taken there, or maybe in permits if a deposit was put down. Everything will update the financial side live.
Did you hear that? No overnight packet processing, no waiting for overnight batches or for systems to sync, and no manually reconciling any disconnected information. Everything is connected, all systems are updating in real time. Okay, Joe, this is the exciting part. Show us the difference this makes operationally.
This is where a lot of teams feel the difference immediately. Instead of having to run multiple reports and reconcile them to figure out what's going on, you can actually see what's happening across multiple funds, multiple departments, and multiple accounts as you go through your day-to-day operations. I want to introduce you to the FundView console. Now, the FundView console is a user's best friend in terms of figuring out what's going on within their local government from a budgetary perspective, whether it's tracking the account numbers and names, the types and the categories they fit in, the adopted and current budgets, encumbrances that came over through the purchase order system, how much we've spent or collected year to date, the percentage of the budget that covers, and how much is remaining. Now, let's say, for an example, the city manager walks in and he or she wants to know everything that's going on within the police department from a budgetary perspective. Super easy to do so. We're going to jump over to funds and click on the general fund, and we're going to go to the departments of the police administration and police patrol. Everything you see down below from an account perspective is everything that's happening within the PD. Let's say, for example, the city manager wants to know everything that's going on within salaries and wages. Well, we have the ability to expand this out. It will periodize it for us, letting us know what did we budget versus what did we actually spend, year-to-date totals, percentage of the budget that covers, and how much of the budget is remaining from there. Now, from here, you have the ability to even drill down to the account level and drill down all the way to the source of truth, being the journal entries that come over automatically from payroll and update your general ledger. No more having to pull up reports and being able to reconcile between those. Drill down, find the source of truth, and get your answers immediately. Let's say finance wants to look up transactions, money's coming in and out of your system. Easy enough to do so. Click on transactions, and please keep in mind that all of these will automatically update live as payments are taken in through corresponding modules such as utility billing, court, permits, etc., or as money goes out through payroll or accounts payable or purchasing. Let's say we wanted to look up all the journal entries that have been completed within this particular general ledger. We can filter down by the source when we click on general ledger, and here are all of our journal entries. Let's say, for example, maybe we made one in error on accident. Sometimes that happens. Well, drilling into the journal entry, Rather than having to void this out completely and start all the way from scratch, by just a couple clicks of a button of clicking reverse entry, that'll create a reversal for you because you can't just go around deleting things that have already been posted, right? You can create that reversal of that entry, and simply by clicking copy entry, it will create a carbon copy for you where you can go in, make those edits, and then repost to the general ledger from there. Super quick, super easy, and everything will update live.
Oh, Joe, don't forget to show them about the efficiencies.
Yes, because operational efficiencies tend to compound very, very fast. Think about a few clicks here, a spreadsheet there, having to run multiple reports, and switching between systems throughout the day. That starts to add up once you multiply it across all of the users who are touching your current software. But with FUNDVIEW having everything all in one spot, imagine if we could save you 15 minutes a day. That's about an hour a week, 4 hours by the end of the month. That's 48 hours back in your pocket by the end of the year. What could you do with 48 hours back in your pocket? That's an entire work week. You could spend the time applying for a grant. You could work on the things that matter most to your local government, or maybe you could sneak out for an extended vacation. So instead of showing you every single little feature individually, I want you to notice a pattern across the platform. Here we have our general ledger where you can track monies coming in and out of your local government. Native to the general ledger, we have our bank reconciliation tool where you're able to upload your bank statement file, and 80+% of your reconciliations will happen just from a click of a button, utilizing our auto reconciliation tool. We also have a full-blown budget management tool, which allows you to do what-if analysis, do mass increases and decreases, for example, COLAs. You also have the ability to do line items, notes, and attachments for some of the larger projects you have coming up within your city. Here we have accounts payable where you can issue payments, whether it be check, EFT payments, or ACH payments. We also have a purchase order solution that will encumber funds within your general ledger. Please keep in mind this is also integrated with accounts payable. No more manually taking purchase order information and tracking it in AP. Everything will flow together. And while you're making those purchases through accounts payable or purchase orders, if it's an asset you want to track the depreciation of, you can flag it and then track it within our asset management tool, which allows you to track depreciation, policies and events, transactions, insurances, and also gives you the ability to check items in and out to your employees. Moving over into the payroll side of things, we have what we call distributed time entry, where employees or department heads could put in the total amount of time worked, which will then flow through layers of approval before flowing automatically into payroll. And payroll has never been easier with our robust setup, getting all the taxes and deductions put in place, pay codes, leave schedule, and of course reporting, which we know is very important from the payroll side of things, is all one click of a button, whether it be 941s, unemployment, or W-2s. And if the paper files for human resources are starting to stack up too much on your desk, we have the ability to track things like certifications, reviews, disciplinary actions, trainings, and assets that have been issued to employees within the city. We know utility billing is extremely important from a revenue perspective for 95% of our local governments. And so being able to track accounts, water usage, electrical usage, and gas usage is all possible within FUNDVIEW's utility billing. And we also know that sometimes meters have issues, whether it be a reread that's necessary, a meter exchange, a disconnect, or a reconnect. We have a full-blown service order module that will actually pin the service orders on a map in which you can assign to your employees out in the field. Also keep in mind, if these service orders are completed with a smart device and they are saved and submitted, it's going to automatically update your utility billing software. Whether it's a meter exchange or a reread, no longer do your guys have to go back and forth from City Hall and then have you manually transcribe the information into your software. It can all be done out in the field with a smart device. Municipal Court, which was our very first product, has the ability to import citations in mass. If you do have a ticket writer, of course you can enter them in manually. And then as your defendants go throughout their court lifecycle, you can track, issue documents, take payments, and your judge can make their rulings. Through our permitting module, you have the ability to not only track permits, but also projects and all the corresponding inspections that go along with those. And you have the ability to track your vendors, whether it's their information, insurances, certifications, so on and so forth. And for those folks who seem to have a hard time keeping their lawn mowed, as an example, we also have a code enforcement module where you're able to track the workflow of your code enforcement officer as they go throughout the city to make it as beautiful as possible. And with the seamless integration with our merchant provider, once someone makes a payment online, whether it's for municipal court, utility billing, or perhaps for a permit, that individual balance will be updated live and reflected within cash receipting. There's no manual processes to get payments offline and into your system. It all happens with just a couple clicks of a button. So not only do we have Fast Gov Pay where folks can make payments online, but we also have the customer portal where folks can make a payment, enroll in auto pay. They can see their transactional history and download a copy of their bill. They can look at their usage and also request service orders. Through municipal court, folks can make a payment through their citation, view their payment plan, and then also enroll in auto pay for their payment plan via a credit card draft. The experience stays consistent throughout FUNDVIEW software. Simple searchability, live updates, fewer clicks, less backtracking, and less hunting through screens. Your team's operations and visibility needs all in one place, which allows your departments to stop acting like separate islands.
Now that's real transformation and clarity.
Less manual work throughout the day, less interruption, and maybe less dependency on the employee who happens to have been there the longest. Because local governments need a powerful yet user-friendly tool that provides competence, clarity, consistency, backed by a team who truly cares. You need something that has been built for your day-to-day responsibilities. And that's exactly why FUNDVIEW was built, with your needs in mind.
Yep, we'll say it again. One connected platform designed specifically for your local government operations.
And once teams start to see this working in real time, that's usually when they realize how much operational drag they've been carrying for years and years.
FUNDVIEW, the platform that powers local government.